immensely happy because I think about all the veterans who paved the way for me to be able to wear this uniform proudly. And as an Army recruiter in the Bronx, I become a citizen. Sorry, because I look at I'm not a citizen, but a local to the area because I've been here for almost 2 years now. And I love New York. I love everything about New York. It's fast-paced. It's just the best place that I've been so far. And people ask me, why do you serve? Why did you join the military? Now I think back to my days in Gastonia, North Carolina, and I was raised by a single mother. And my mother struggled, but she never let us see her struggle. So I had 3 college scholarships to schools that I wanted to go to my senior year. And without telling my mom, I declined those scholarships and I joined the Army because I wanted to help my mom not struggle anymore. 13 years later, I look back and I say, I joined the Army because of my mother. I stayed in the military because of me. I love what I do. I love to stand up and talk to young men and women and tell them all the great things that this country has for us. I'm a combat medic. I'm a Purple Heart recipient. Army Commendation Medals for Valor. And I stand back and I say, I look at it all and I say, the best thing that you've done since you've been in the military, and I look back and I say, is become a recruiter. Because now I get to sit back and tell the greatness of the military and how great it set my life up. I have a bachelor's degree from Post University. I'm currently now enrolled in the Master's of Science in Psychology program at Grand Canyon University. And I paid not $1 out of pocket. It's because the military is very strong in making sure that we are educated, so therefore we can be force multipliers in the community. So I look at AT&T, I look at Capital One, and I say, hey, you know what? When I get done with the military, my journey is just beginning because now I'm educated and now that I'm able to give back to this great nation. So I thank you all for having me, and I look forward to seeing you out on the streets. And if you see me, just say hi.
He attended Fordham University, and while there, he did 2 internships with the Bronx Veterans Affairs and the Labor Department. Seeing a need to help fellow veterans, Gonzalo incorporated Devil Dog USA. Those of you who don't know the origin of that term, Devil Dog, Marines proudly wear the moniker that Germans in World War I, during the Battle of Belleau Woods, gave them. They called them Truffelhunden, which was hounds of the devil, or devil dogs. So that's what he named his company after, for their sheer tenacity and unrelenting pursuit. Good name. Duran's Devil Dog USA serves almost 3,000 individuals, assisting them with everything from housing, food, employment, education, and community activities. Their ultimate goal is to show the community that much can be done with little, and for the veterans they serve, to show them that they're an organization that follows the ethos they were taught: honor, courage, and commitment. Let's hear it for Gonzalo Duran.
I love the Bronx. So put that one right on. Thanks, Frank, again. I love the Bronx. You know what? Don't talk. He's got the name. Sure.
Thank you for the great introduction, Captain. I appreciate it. I'd like to say 3 things. The first one is I'd like to thank my staff, my executive staff, Rosa Palata, Reginald Johnson, and my 2 tables. A lot of people don't know this, but we actually have a large group. The problem is we're not seen that often. We received a lot of awards and proclamations, but mostly outside of the Bronx. So this is our first award in the Bronx, where we can all get together and celebrate. So I'm very honored about that. Second, what was mentioned today a lot was the opportunities that are out there for veterans. Now, the hardships that we have to face are 3 huge ones. One is there's still over 250,000 homeless veterans nationwide. Second, that the unemployment rate is 9%. And there's a suicide rate of 22 per day. Now, why bring that up here? Well, that's because of the work that we do at Double Dog. the ethos that we follow is honor, courage, and commitment. We are honoring those that passed away because they wouldn't want to hear those numbers. The sacrifice they made, it's a hardship that we have to face because we're here today to correct those numbers. The third part I'd like to mention is the Bronx it's a community based with so many resources. These two tables that I'm sitting with today, real estate agents, featured artists, soon-to-be doctors, all within my age group. We suffer those same things that I just mentioned, those statistics that I mentioned. But here today, you can see what a community comes together and how much we can combat that, face head on, not saying it, but doing it actually. So I'm honored to receive this support from the Bronx. So I know this is held by Senator Klein and Lenny from the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, and you guys give out many awards. But for me, this is, if I added up everything that I've gotten over the years, this is the most important award. So you're not just giving a robe to somebody or a medal. You're giving someone a dream come true. Thank you very much.
That was a badge of honor. That was my way of earning it. I wasn't going to get it anyway, but I think it made me feel better. So now what happens is I go home every day, and my wife Helen, of 49 years, is my greatest supporter and my largest joy. I go home and say, you know something? The suicide rates among veterans is too high. She says, stop whining and do something about it. So I do whatever I can. And then what happens is, I found out there was some inadequacies with laws. I was retired. So she said, why don't you do what you always wanted to do, become a lawyer? I said, who, me? So at the age of 64, I got my law degree. So then I got this bug up my head that the newspapers in the Bronx were not timely enough. So at 71, I had a vision. People think I should have been 17. That's somebody that does that. So I started an internet newspaper. I surrounded myself with a tremendous staff of young, internet-minded folks. And we're knocking on everybody's door, and everybody now knows our name. Now, when I was called by the chamber that I was being honored here, I was humbled. When I found out who the other honorees were, I was thrilled. Gonzalo is an amazing individual. Not only does assistance to the veterans in every which way possible, he even writes articles and posts them on our newspaper. Now, it brought a quote to me when I first met Gonzalo and saw what he was doing. Samuel Clemens once said, there are two most important days in a person's life. The day he was born and the day he found out why. Some of us find out later in life. Some of us never find out. Gonzalo's found out at an early age. Booyah, Gonzalo!
So, don't leave, Sal. So yesterday, me and Sal were having coffee, and he's telling me about Gonzalo, and I said, that's interesting. Why don't we team up and donate $500 to his organization? He says, I'm in. So my friend, today to your team that helped from the Chamber and the Chronicle, we're going to donate $500 to your organization. Thank you so much. And don't forget, you need to always remember that. And guys, everyone here today has been really fantastic. But we're going to finish this evening off with my chairman with a great song. Mr. Joe Kelleher, would you join us? Get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody please stand. I thought it would be appropriate to sing a song I know we all know. We all sing it together. God bless America. Are you with me? Yeah. Are you with me? Yeah. Ready? God